How y'all doing? Wait for some people to come in, and then I'm gonna free myself. Come in so I can free myself. I guess I can tag people, huh? Let me tag some people. Hey, waiting for more to come on. I really don't like tagging people, but I guess tagging is a must. Yes? Okay. Tagging some folks. Tagging. Oops, tagged the wrong person, but hey, tagging. Let's see. Okay, so, I guess the real reason, hey Latasha, the real reason why I wanted to, so many reasons why I wanted to go live. One, I wanted to say thank y'all for subscribing to IG at the Birth Plug, because I finally reached 1,000 subscribers. We're on the 10 next, so thank you. I appreciate y'all so much for going to follow. Because I realize that the information that I bring and how I bring it is different than what most would even think of or anything. So I came on here to share about my post earlier, coming about the black midwives in Ohio and how there are none, and why that is such a big problem. The reason why that is such a big problem, I think Ohio was like it was in the top 3 or for infant mortality, meaning that the child passed before the age of 1. And they're ranked very high for maternal deaths. And this has highly affected the black community. So if you have people that are helping you throughout your pregnancy that don't look like you, that are not giving you the information, that are not listening and hearing you, wouldn't you think that it would affect our numbers when it comes to infant and maternal mortality? But the fact that it's not even a factor on most people's minds, like, that it's, and I can't even really say first black. I haven't done so much research that I have to do, and my mind is all over the place with this, because I made the statement not realizing, like, damn, it's 2021. And the state that I'm born in, the state that I'm from, has no black midwives. I started this journey of not to become a midwife, but finding midwifery care for my own personal use back in 2011. And hey, Kelly was one of my midwives. But I didn't even see the fact that I thought it was a white people thing. I thought it was just like, oh, it's this thing that white people do. And the reason why I thought that is because all the midwives and all the women that I would see that birthed at home or used midwives were all white. And so for me, I had so much trauma with Tyreek. My first, it was a bee that came right in the car. Okay, hold on. He's just buzzing. Hold on. Let me get this bee out the car. Woo. Okay. So, I had so much trauma with Tyreek in 2000 when I had him, that by the time it came around to me wanting more children come early 2009, 2010, I was hearing stories. Plus, I had been in the hospital with some of y'all folks on my Facebook. I think I counted like at least 15 of y'all. I actually was in the hospital before I even became a doula, with you, helping you, trying to do whatever, showing up to appointments, take you to appointments. Like, I was already doing this type of work, not knowing that I was doing the work, not knowing that the work needed to be done, not knowing that it was space and room for women like me to hold space. Because at the end of the day, my mother told me something so beautiful today. she said, Walisha, there are plenty of people that are concerned with plenty of things, but there's not plenty of women that are concerned about the lack of black birth workers in Ohio. I'm one of them women, though. I care about y'all. Like, it literally brings me to tears because I realize with the lack of support in that way to have people cater to you that look like you, that is detrimental. That is life-threatening, unfortunately. Because in Columbus, Ohio, the midwifery game is so tight, the white midwives, they stick together, which is could be why. And that could be through all out Ohio because, again, there ain't no black ones. And I'm not really angry that there's not. I'm just pissed the fuck off that I feel like I know I'm not the only one that hears it or sees it, but I understand when you place your sole care, I don't want to say nothing that's going to, and I try to think about some of the stuff I wanted to say, but I'm so passionate about black women and men taking control of your health care. And that starts with your healthcare provider. That starts with who you choose to educate you, who you trust and believe in. It starts there. But what do you do when you don't have nobody to go to that looks like you? I give it up, hands down, to Choice. I love you guys. Y'all did me well. Choice, the human choice, something, choosing health, human, I didn't forgot what Choice stands for, but it's a birthing center. So you can use their midwives to birth at home. I think they even will follow you to a hospital if that's what you choose to do, or you can use their birth center. At least that's how it was when sorry, somebody trying to call me. I ain't put on that disturb, but yeah, so I don't know where we go from here. I'm just making it a statement that I'm very passionate about this topic because, again, unfortunately, we just don't have the information that we should have to conduct ourselves the way that we could. We think that OBs is the only option, and they're good for what they're good for in an emergency when we need them. But when it comes to the sacred place of birthing and pregnancy and certain cultures and traditions in Ohio, we're just missing a little bit of that. Because a black midwife is just going to bring you more than just an option to be able to birth at home. They're going to bring you the complete history of midwifery on this land, and it was from black women. Did I say that loud enough? They're going to bring you the history of midwifery care on this land from the eyes of black women, because that's what it started with. It started with our grannies. So they bring you a little bit more. And it's nothing against white midwives at all, because I've had two of the sweetest, Amy and Kelly. I had two of the most sweetest midwives here. But when I first met a black midwife in Florida, hands down, it is a complete difference. It's no different than getting your hair done by certain people. The level of care, or going to a restaurant. I know one of my midwives explained it like that. You go to McDonald's expecting them to treat you like you're in Ruth Chris. You're going to be sadly mistaken. You're going to be really pissed off, and you're going to get exactly what you pay for. So at the end of the day, and I've even had white midwives tell me that, or white birth workers tell me, what you do for black women, I can never do for them. Because they're not black. And they understand that. They get that. Why the hell don't we get it? Why don't we get it? Why is it that I'm coming to y'all, I'm telling y'all, I say this stuff, and I know I know for some of y'all, I'm the only person that will step up and say it, so I'm here for it. I'm gonna say it. But we have to take our health care, especially when it comes to pregnancy, to another level. Because everything that we're learning, everything that we're mislearning, being miseducated on, we're passing down to the next generations. And in the Black community, you have in some families, you got 3 generations under one roof that are all being miseducated about birth and pregnancy. Yes, exactly. It's a difference, and there's nothing wrong with it, because again, I've been in, thank you Eliza for bringing me in your space, I've been in these births with all white families where I'm the only Black person, and they even see it. They even see and get it and feel. They don't have a problem with it. They don't have to announce that I'm having an all-white birth team because they're in Ohio. What else are you going to get unless you happen to run across the few Black birth workers that are in one of these cities, Columbus, Cincinnati, or Cleveland? So, I no longer have a problem with saying that Black women need Black women on their birth team. I have no problem with saying that no more. Yes, I had 2 home births. I had 4 in total, but I had 2 where all of the help outside of my family, all the hired help, were white women. And that's why I appreciate Choice for encouraging me, because Amy, she at the time was with Choice. She's now, Well-Rounded Midwifery in Granville, Ohio, or Grandview, one of the two. But she was the first person that said to me, yo, I think you would be great for like a poster child for home birth, and like you can educate Black women, and you can do this because they just don't know. And she was trying to tell me, but I didn't understand that we didn't know. I didn't know that women, that once they get degrees and once they start elevating financially, that they really think that they know everything about birth. So they think that the bank account matches, their degree matches to understand how their womb works, and it don't necessarily add up, because there's so much stuff that we lack the knowledge on about the womb, about pregnancy, about birth. And it's a lot of stuff that we just been miseducated on and misguided on. Sorry, the sun is. So I'm trying to. It's a glare. There we go. So anyway, I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I'm actually waiting for an appointment. I just had to get the courage, because I have felt like lack of courage to say what needs to be said, and I realized that a lot of people are tied in contracts and other things. They can't say this shit, but guess what? I can. Ha! The Birth Plug can say this shit. I can say it loud and proud. There are no Black midwives in Ohio, and that is a fucking problem. Do you know why it's a problem? Do you know why I'm cussing? Because I can. Do you know why it's a problem, though? It is a problem because we still have a high rate of infant and maternal mortality. Again, I'm going to explain this to you if you don't understand. Infant mortality, it means that the baby did not make it to age 1. And then maternal mortality, of course, we know that is the mother that carried the child passed away. I don't know the time frame on that, so I'll have to get back to y'all. I don't know if there's a certain time frame. The only other thing that is so shady about this information that I'm giving y'all is that Ohio is, how do they call it, facts, or how they call it, like you don't have to report it. They don't have to report anything, but especially if they're not doing good. So a lot of the stuff is based on the the client saying whatever, my child passed from this, or my spouse passed from that, or my partner passed from this, or had this complication. So they don't have to do that. which is probably why the numbers, I wouldn't try to find on a couple of sites because I'm in some of these groups. Some groups will show numbers based on certain things and zip codes and that and the other. However, for Columbus, Ohio, or Ohio, period, I don't think they've updated the infant and maternal mortality since like 2019 or 2017. You might be on like a special, what do you call that? You might have access to it, depending on your credentials. I have not. And I know that I feel like I was on a call recently where they shared, but it was like I don't think it was like direct, like all of the data calculated is what I'm trying to say. And I'm sorry, there's a guy that's pulled up in front. I'm looking at him, and there's just so much going on around right now. I'm trying to keep my eyes open and stay focused. But I won't keep y'all too long. I appreciate y'all for allowing me to be me and bringing the truth forward, because the truth is supposed to set us free in all areas, including when it comes to childbirth, pregnancy, laboring, choosing health care for your pregnancy, educating yourself on beforehand, before pregnant, even parenting after. So I come for all of that, and I've been back in the city. I've been back in the city since the summer. So the things that I bring to my post, whether it's from Ohio or from Florida, I've been back and forth actually every month since August. I've been back and forth. Every month I've been flying to Florida and Ohio since August. And the stuff that I mentioned for Florida, it's the same in Ohio, except for the black midwife thing. But in terms of mistreatment, clients going through, I mean, I hear, and some stuff I just hear through the damn grapevine. I'm like, they did what? They can't do that. They cannot do that. And we don't know enough to open up our la boca and tell on their ass. They effing up. They cannot continue to practice treating people like this, because somebody's going to end up losing a life. This ain't funny. This shit ain't funny. There's no games being played over here. Y'all playing around with people's lives when it comes to... I can't go into that yet because it ain't time. So let's rewind. Let's calm down. I want y'all to know that I'm here for it. I just wanted to educate y'all on that. I posted a sister here that I'm connected with, Destiny. She is in the process of becoming a midwife. And there's so many loopholes because Ohio is different than Florida. Ohio is different than other states because of the politics of everything with it. Regulation and all that shit. So it's a little bit different here. Some say a little bit easier, but then not. So I don't know. At the end of the day, a practice that is from our lineage, it shouldn't be so hard to get back into it. This lady needs $15,000, and I done seen people write checks for triple that off on GP, just on the spot. And I just can't understand why she only got $1,400 raised. And the only reason why I can think that is because we as a community, as a collective, we hear about our babies dying. Y'all seen people post on Facebook that they done lost their babies. Y'all done seen the stories and heard the stories about women. One of the girls that we went to school with, I went to school with her sister. She passed away last year, I think. And I was trying to get in touch with the sister for her story because, but again, it's a very sensitive subject, I know. Very sensitive. I don't know how else to say it. So if I'm saying it wrong, y'all can DM me and help me out with that. The only thing I am going to say is that we can make a change by supporting those that are going to assist the multitude. Like the fact that we don't, y'all rushed to get a black president, didn't y'all? Y'all rushed to get that first black president. and y'all rush to get anything else that's stamped with the label First Black Anything. Well, Ohio needs your help. There are people here attempting to become black midwives, and they need financial help. Because at the end of the day, unless you in somebody's hospital or you went into debt yourself and got a whole bunch of debt on you, it's doula, birth care, birth work really don't pay. Because we looked as less than. Like the energy that I give for a person that's pregnant from beginning to end, and especially during their birth, hands down, I should be paid $10,000 per birth. Just me, not the midwives. They should be paid way more because they do way more than me. They could be probably paid double. I'm just saying, y'all have been accustomed to devaluing and undervaluing the amount of sacrifice and energy that a woman has to go through when she's carrying life, go forth and birth that life, go forth and raise that life to end up being a person that participates in society for your benefit. Maybe working at your company, maybe cutting your grass, I don't know. But the person that is being carried, birthed, raised, that mama don't get hardly half. She don't give a given 1% of support most of the time that she would need, based off of all of the energy that her and her family has poured into that child. So on the front end, yes, royalty treatment. She should have a whole black birth team. And you know where I came up with that concept? Baby number 5 did that to me. Wallace, I didn't have any white midwives, black midwives, but Kim was a student midwife at the time. But my whole care was all black women. I had a black physical therapist or a chiropractor, Dr. Asia or Asha. I had a black massage therapist. I had a black doula that I was working with, postpartum care. I had a black trainer that was working out with me. Everybody that was being seen with outside of the people at the oh, that's annoying. Sorry. I'm in the parking lot. Hit the clicker. But all of those people that were assisting me during that. What a loser. Really? Come on. Hit the button. Okay, drowned it out some. Anywho, woodwork after I get all my windows up. So, yes, I appreciate y'all letting me rant. I'm going to be back on here more because I realize, again, that it's so many of us that say we want the same thing, but maybe we know how to assist those in the position that want the same thing we want. And rightfully so, I can guarantee you a person that's going to be able to write that big check don't want this as much as I do. Even though I want them to write that big check. So Destiny, and then there was another sister that was posted on there. I think she might be in Cincinnati or somewhere, but hopefully this will spark lots of conversations, lots of calls, lots of insights and inspirations and all of that good stuff, because I'm here to shake it up. We will be silent no more. ignore it no more. Sorry, you can't ignore it no more. This radio popped on out of nowhere. You can't ignore it no more. You cannot ignore the fact that black women and children are dying at a higher rate in Ohio. And we also have no black midwives. We do have a lot of black birth workers that we are here for you. We want to advocate for you, want to stand in the gap for you, and assist you along your journey. And Shay, I said some very sensitive things, so just brace yourself, love. I just, again, had to bring some things to the forefront concerning you and other women like you and your situation. But hopefully this have shaken up and will start the conversations to the right people in the right rooms, so that so we can finish. It says something about finishing. Yeah, let me finish because it keeps saying something about my broadcast is ending. But anyway, y'all lovely people, enjoy your hump day, okay? Smile, drink some water, and breathe, because this shit ain't easy. Peace. Love y'all.